this quintet, the battle of the belts. So we have one person at each level, one white, blue, purple, brown, black, and one of them has to be a female. Depending on which team we're looking at.
We just said co-ed member.
Co-ed member. One has to be a co-ed member. So it's interesting because we're going to see a couple intergender matches today. Actually, I think both of these we're going to start with some sort of intergender match, which honestly I think is really cool.
Yeah.
For example.
Looks like we're going to bring our teams out first, by the way.
First up is Matt Chess, MMA, and they're going to be starting with Katie Smith, the black belt.
That's a really, really smart decision on their part, putting your heavy hitter right at the beginning. You could take out a lot of people on the team. So we're going to have both teams come out here, and then...
And for Brazilian top team, they're going to be putting out Kenneth Kiepke, who is actually a teenager.
Yeah, he's like 15.
He's 15, is a white belt at 108.8 pounds.
Looks like he's a mean Darce, though. It looks like we're going to shake hands. We're going to get everybody in the cage, and we're going to do a nice little face-off.
Looks like their team captain is Rafato. Maria Rafato?
Yep.
Maria Rafato.
Going to ADCC this year.
Jesus.
I know. Double Brazilian Trials winner. They're introducing everybody. Hector, get it. I love a white belt in a tournament.
Purple belt, Isabella Clark. Brown belt, Giancarlo Russo.
All right, so with the quintet, we have 5v5.
Yep.
So we're going lightest to heaviest for each. We're going lightest to heaviest for each team. What ends up happening is we start with 2 competitors from each team. Whoever wins that match ends up staying in and gets 1 minute rest between each match and ends up going against the next person. If there is no winner and we end up with a draw, both teams or both players get eliminated from both teams. So white belt Kenneth Kiepke versus black belt Katie Smith.
They got to choose the time. The time is going to be 4 for the first match.
We're going to go with a 4-minute time because there is such a large weight difference between the two. I believe about 35 pounds, 34 pounds.
Maybe 40, I think.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, so the shorter time's kind of nice. Keanu missing their tags.
Can't forget the ankle bands. What will we do without the ankle bands?
How will we know? How will we give Cheetos? Ooh, I'm so excited. I think this is the first time that's ever been done.
I agree. Both of them looking to stand up a little bit. Oh, nice slide by attempt by Ken.
Yeah, I guess he has a wrestling background.
Oh, right on. Right on.
So if Ken can survive here for this, what, 4 minutes?
4 minutes, yes.
He can take out potentially a black belt. It's really to their advantage to do that.
Yeah, knowing some of the strategies, I know some of the teams look for just their toughest white belt that fit the weight. Just somebody who can scrap and just hang on if they absolutely needed to.
In some ways, the white belt is almost like the most important person on this team. Because in some ways they can take someone out.
Absolutely. And Ken really favoring that slide by attempt. It hasn't worked on Katie going for that single leg.
She's thinking about that front headlock.
Yeah, BTT doesn't mess around.
No, they don't. They very competitive gym.
And we watched them in a trio tournament about a year ago. And they ended up getting second place, I believe, in that trio tournament. But they were some of the most technical people in that bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, beautiful snap down from Katie. Going for a high elbow guillotine. She gets the submission.
Yep. So Katie Smith goes in, Kenneth's out.
Yep. Just biding her time. Katie with the W.
So they get a minute now here to put in another person. They don't have to put another person in right away.
BTT, you have 1 minute to select your next player.
BTT will be putting forward Isabella Clark.
Yep.
Purple belt. Her and Katie, just 2-pound difference, so very, very equally sized. A little bit of a rank difference, but as we've learned from many of these events, just because there's a
I
rank
don't
difference
think
doesn't
that
mean
we should be
anything.
allowing them in the corner. Sir, you have to stay outside the corner. Also, you're in front of the camera, sir. No. It's just weird to have other people in the cage.
All right, Isabella Clark in the cage, ready to go. Oh, she looks serious.
I don't think that's a good idea to have someone in the cage when you're trying to go.
Minutes on the clock. I'm ready.
So if Katie's able to take out Isabella in this round, then it really puts her team ahead.
Oh, Isabella immediately looking to pull guard. Here, she ends up with a De La Hiva hook. And Katie able to pressure right through that De La Hiva.
She's still got that
She does. She does have the lower part of that leg. Nice inversions from Isabella. Able to establish another sort of half guard. Isabella using that to kind of stand up here. Sitting back down. Little flash of a triangle here. Katie in a split squat position, keeping Isabella down as she goes to stand up.
Really impressive showing from Katie so far.
Absolutely. Katie has a strong cross-face pressure here. She's able to use it to pass. But Isabella, nope. Isabella fighting for that guard back. But she's giving some back exposure. Katie working towards a back take here. She could end up taking mount instead, but also using that wrist right, just like we saw from Colton in the last match. Crossface and wrist ride. Isabella's able to get back into that knee shield, but it hasn't been doing too much for her here. We might be looking at some sort of octopus guard. Sweep attempt from Isabella. But Katie using a negative style passing to work past that half guard. Facing the hips, trying to wedge her elbow on the inside. And able to establish that pass. Katie looking for a brutal Kimura. She has the grip. Isabella able to slip out of it though. But Katie's so vicious with those knee slices. Some deep, deep breaths from Katie though. I mean, this is her second match. Coach Andrew from Mat Chest asking for the stand-up from Katie, and she does. Some deep, deep breaths from Katie. Isabella might try to push the pace here. BTT's corner calling for more pressure. Snaps, driving forward is Isabella. Another guard pull, but right into another knee slice from Katie. Katie good with those knee slices, ends up right past the guard. Beautiful side mount. She ends up with a figure 4 Americana grip. Isabella able to just squirm out of that. Isabella into the full guard position. Isabella looking for some sort of Kimura grip, I think, on the right-hand side. Potentially looking at omoplata, but Katie is breathing really, really heavy. Oh, we're looking at the omoplata. Hard to finish in an ogi, but she can use it to transition into the legs. We are in an intermediate rule set here, but toe holds are allowed. So are knee bars, which Isabella looks like she's slightly on.
Right now.
But
Knee
Katie's
line's
out.
yeah.
Katie is out. We might see Isabella go for a calf slicer. It could be gnarly, though. I've seen more people get injured from those kind of calf
For her
slicers.
own attack.
Yeah.
So we're down to 4 minutes.
Yeah, so we're only halfway through this match.
Katie's got to start feeling tired here, I
Oh,
think.
absolutely. And I think we're seeing that now. Katie, we know Katie is super, super technical.
Yeah, but it is a lot. It's a thing.
Isabella using smothering top pressure. We're hearing some coughing, and she's going to get it with a smother.
Okay, I'm going
We
to
knew
take a
that
minute.
Katie was pretty freaking winded from that first match, and she's breathing really, really heavy.
In between the rounds, people don't need to be in the cage with them, and no water.
You see Jerry rushing into her aid. Katie working to catch her breath. She was already pretty exhausted and getting smothered. Katie breathing pretty heavy, but being very, very respectful here. We're sending one of our medics in, but Katie's sitting up. We're gonna be able to get her out of the cage. On to the next match, but massive kudos to Katie. Those were 2 hard-fought matches. She was able to work through it. Katie working to her feet, but very, very tired. Good work, Isabella.
1 minute.
Okay, so now we're on to both teams' second competitor.
Yeah.
So now we're going to see Matt Chess's brown belt, Jonathan Nolasco. Again, just 3-pound difference between him and Isabella Clark.
Yep. 20 seconds. Jonathan Nolasco to the cage, please.
Brown belt, Jonathan Nolasco.
Sorry, guys. I have to keep checking out to make sure things are functioning well in this very interesting tournament we're running today.
Yep. Looking at our second intergender match. Really cool. You don't get to see this very often.
No, not at all.
Isabella had a hard-fought match. 5 minutes long about. Be interesting to see how she approaches this match.
Approximately about the same size, which is nice.
Yeah, only a 3-pound weight difference. She's looking for that same kind of guard pull, but pulls herself right into a chest-to-chest half guard. And Jonathan using some vicious, vicious top pressure, cross-facing pressure.
Looking to get that head and arm choke.
Yeah. Isabella looking to scramble out, but we got a vicious Americana grip.
Ooh.
But it's too high.
Yeah, it needs to be brought down a
Needs to
little
be
lower.
brought down. Oh, that's gnarly.
But sometimes people tap because that's a lot.
Yeah, I would like to see a tap. Ugh, gosh.
She might be super flexible.
Yeah, she is super flexible. Plus, that hand was pretty high, but ugh, still hard for my stomach to handle. You think after doing this for so long, I'd be...
Who's ahead right now?
They're,
it
this is
BTT?
both competitors' second match.
Okay, so they're tied again.
They're tied. Well, no, now they're not. So
Who's
now
ahead
we're
now?
looking at Jonathan moving ahead to face the third competitor from BTT.
Oh, yeah, because they're actually up. So
Giancarlo is one of the competitors we actually saw in the trio.
So it's Brown versus Brown.
Brown versus Brown. Size difference about 40. Yeah, no, it's about 30 pounds.
Is it 30 pounds? Okay.
Yeah, so they get to opt for a 8-minute match or a 4-minute match. Being up, they could opt for the 4-minute. Yep, and they are. 4-minute match here.
That's a smart decision with the weight difference.
Yep, and especially being up as well.
Mm-hmm. Some really good strategies we're seeing today from the teams.
Yeah. Big fan of these quintets. Brown versus Brown. Oh, a little bit of a face palm, palm strike there.
Ooh.
It's okay, though. Quick apologies, and we're on to the grappling. Nice double leg attempt, but Jonathan getting those underhooks. Using some of that cage. Oh, nice takedown from Giancarlo. On that head. Oh, he gave up his back, though. He's over the jaw, but we know that doesn't make a difference with these rear naked strangles. Jonathan could start using that cage to kind of scrape Giancarlo off, but he's electing to stay in the turtle and just hand fight.
He's
He has
really
to be careful, though, because he doesn't want to get a Shido here.
Well, and it's really hard when you're that small.
Yeah, we're seeing another crossbody control with power ride, but right back into that crossface. Yeah. Giancarlo fell off the angle. Jonathan staying in there, though, does not look comfortable in that Kimura.
Oof. A lot of awkward submission.
Oh, and he uses it to get the sweep and straight into a quick armbar.
Nice.
And Giancarlo evening out the score again. So now we're going to see Giancarlo staying in there, and he gets to make that choice with Carson. I can't pronounce his last name. Carson Q. There's exactly a 20-pound weight difference between these two competitors, so we're going to see what Carson chooses to do. Carson could choose in 8 minutes or 4 minutes.
Another 20 pound.
So Carson, yeah. In the blue corner, also a blue belt, Carson Q.
Ooh, this format's real stressful for me.
Absolutely. He's going for the 4 minutes. We're going 4. Carson is an active competitor as well.
So we're pretty even here, aren't we? They're both tied.
Both tied. Still have a size difference here between Giancarlo and Carson, but heavy on that collar tie, looking to feed some sort of guillotine. Doesn't work.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful shot from Giancarlo. Pressure's right into
Getting back to his guard. And the
Carson's,
butterfly.
yeah.
Oh, to the,
Now we're in a
maybe-
headquarters position. Carson trying to pummel that second leg in, but Giancarlo with the knee pinch, making that hard. But we still end up here. We could see in this half butterfly position, Carson trying to use it to elevate.
It's hard with the cage in the way sometimes.
Is Carson ends up on top. Looking at some of that outside passing. Hard to see from this angle, but you see Carson looking for that J point.
That's why we have cameras.
Oh yeah, forgot about those cameras. Now Carson in a headquarters position looks to use it to knee slice across. But Giancarlo getting that underhook, but Carson switching sides. Carson looking pretty comfortable in this passing game here. If we know anything about these match chess guys is that they have solid passing, and you see the fluidity between the sides. Carson's got that underhook on the head. Start pressuring into that crossface. Ends up with the good pass here. Giancarlo trying to scramble to a turtle position.
Back to his guard.
You see, I don't want to say this too loud, but you see Carson looking at a quick heel hook attempt there.
No heel hooks,
Ends
though.
up on bottom now that he's going for that armbar.
No heel hooks in this.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Looked like he was pulling that elbow back for it.
Well, there are
But you're
other
right, no heel
submissions.
hooks. I forgot all about
Yeah.
that.
They might just
2-on-1.
eliminate each other.
Yeah, very well could. About a minute 30 left.
Yeah, it was good opting for that short time. Taking out a really high-level player on a team.
Carson with the daily heave, jumping
Oh,
over
wow.
into a mounted triangle attempt here. If he can get an angle here, he can finish this, and he has it locked up, but he doesn't quite have the angle.
Oh, nice job.
Triangle omoplata attempt, tried to go K guard, jumping back over. And Carson's kind of a high flyer here.
This explains a lot of the questions in the rules meeting,
Yes.
by the way. Can I jump from seated
Can I jump from
position?
seated positions?
I think this might be qualified for your match of the night bonus.
That's submission of the night.
Oh.
But match of the night would be good. But I can't afford $250 for each one of these guys.
Alvy's on a budget. Balling on a budget.
Balling on a budget.
I think Carson's going to add that to his highlight reel.
Yeah.
That was nice. Really impressed with LaRusso, though. He's very calm, very collected, doesn't really get freaked out by those flying motions.
Yeah, he is. Carson's coach calling for him to get on top. I think he wants him to keep up that pace. He's looking for that jeopardy point. he ends up past those legs.
27 seconds left.
27 seconds left.
I know.
He needs something quick if Carson's going to finish this.
Yeah.
Down to 10 seconds. Carson trying to make it happen with a guillotine, but no dice.
I think they're both going to get drawed.
Yep.
Yep.
Time.
What a great match, though.
And they're both gone.
What a great match. High flying. Carson stepping up as the blue belt.
I think Carson needs a promotion.
Good. And I wonder if that will make it on his YouTube channel.
Let's take a look here. What's the weight
So we're
difference
still
on this
tied.
next one?
It's 11 pounds.
Okay, so we're not within, so
No,
it'll be 8.
minutes. So we're going to see Hector Morales, a white belt, versus Jacob Walter, a blue belt.
Both teams, 1 minute to send out your next competitor.
This is interesting because we still have from BTT, they're up to their blue belt, but they have Charlie Gilpin, very, very seasoned competitor, black belt, in that last spot. We got Hector Morales, a white belt, and then we got Josh Miura on mat chess, purple belt. Pretty dang evenly matched.
That was a really good match, that last one.
It was.
We
It was
have
fun.
seen Jacob Walter before. He has been in our trio.
Oh, was he on the trio team with?
I believe he was, yes.
Okay.
Oh, they're ready.
White versus blue.
Oh, man, it's so close. You know what, though? Just because you're white belt doesn't mean that you're not,
Oh, for
almost
sure.
close to blue.
For sure. We don't know how long he's been training. He could have some sort of a wrestling background too. White belt doesn't mean a whole lot here. Yeah, look how scrappy he is.
So, guys, just a heads up. Once we get done with this first side of the bracket, we're going to take a 10-minute.
Jumping guard pass.
I know, way too much happening
Sorry,
here.
Laura, I cut you off.
It's okay. We're going to be taking a 10-minute intermission between the rounds. Oh, and he got it.
And he got it. Short ankle lock from Jacob.
So
Yes, even though heel hooks are not allowed, we are still totally okay with reaping.
we are
so.
on the last player from mat chess. So we got 1 minute to rest.
Last play from Matt Chess.
Yep. He looks like one of the bigger people on the team, though, so he might be a good anchor.
He is. They're only a 0.4 pound difference, though.
Interesting. Height is very... So since
Oh,
they-
wait, I'm looking at the wrong... Oh, wait, no, I was looking at the right one.
Yeah, 2 pounds difference.
Yeah, Jacob versus Josh. Purple versus blue.
Yeah, and then we still have Charlie on the other team who hasn't even played.
Yeah. So Team Matt Chess's ability to move on relies solely with Josh. He needs to win this match and the next one.
My strategy would be to try to finish this person quickly.
As quickly as possible.
Yeah. I'll say this, BTT came to play and so did Matt Chess.
Yeah.
Very impressive showing from both. I think one thing that I think is interesting that we're seeing in this tournament is that there is very little difference between a white and a blue belt, and also between a really competitive blue and a really competitive brown.
Yeah.
It was surprising.
That was very surprising.
But, you know, it might depend on what you compete in. If you compete in more gi or no gi, you might be better at one or the other.
Yeah. Team captain Maria Riffato calling for maintain the posture break and climb his legs up.
Good choice. He's got like kind of a little, dare I say, choy bar. It's not. You can blame Hunter. He's the one that told me it was a choy bar.
Dang it, Hunter.
You're a brown belt, Hunter. You know what I like about the other team is that they're very good about making sure their teammates are still
Oh, we
going.
end up with a gnarly toe hold. Oh, Jacob able to roll out of it. That was
Ooh.
a close call. While I understand that Josh needs this victory here, This is a lot of
Oh.
energy he's exerting. If he's going to be able to finish this competitor and the next one, yeah. Coach Andrew from Mad Chess calling for Josh to settle.
No, the knee might be too far out.
Yeah, the legs are separated as well, but
Oh, nice. Nice recovery there.
they want the Kimura grip for Matt Chess.
It's almost
Jacob
there.
hanging in there. Oh, gnarly. Oh, it's so hard to watch. Tap, tap, tap.
Yep. Oh,
Oh, God.
scary.
Good work. We're on to the last athlete from both sides. Josh Miura with that beautiful Kimura. He'll be taking on Charlie Gilpin.
Ooh.
Again, about the same weight, just 2 ranks away.
Yep. Josh is going to have to find the black belt from within.
Whew.
Stressful. Hey guys, we got to put our tags on. Don't just run in a cage. I hope you guys at home are enjoying this quintet as much as we are here. It's been very exciting.
The winner of this match,
What is
their team moves on.
happening?
Oh, we got some blood.
Okay.
Getting cleaned up.
Hold on. She's got to put her gloves on. Don't hand her bloody stuff.
I guess not. Very, very seasoned athlete here in Charlie. I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, this will, Josh.
Yeah. Gotta wonder how tired Josh is after that last match, though. He did a lot of high flying stuff.
Charlie's coming
Overhook.
in real fresh.
Kind of a wizard down, not quite an Uchimata here. Charlie's looking for a Darce.
Now, if both of them survive and it goes to a draw, then it's going to be going to ref's decision.
It will.
But I think that Charlie's going to make quick work because he does not want to get tired for the
And
next
he
one.
could. He's doing a good job of getting that shoulder crunched in. Josh's arm, his shoulder is separated from the side of his neck, but Charlie closing that. Charlie's so long, too.
Ooh, is going to use the cage maybe?
He could. Josh is going to have to belly down. Yep, just like that. Except we don't want to be stuck in this front headlock cycle.
Oh, nice. Good job,
like,
Josh.
one of those, it might work if he wasn't already so tired from the first match. But good wrestling from Josh.
Nice little Uchi from Charlie.
Yeah, strong wizard from Charlie. That.
But hopefully the cage will come into play a little bit because Matt Chess is an MMA gym.
I don't know if Josh has a Darce or some sort of a guillotine from here, but he's got the spine rounded. Oh my God, if this happens, no, he's turning out, But I can't tell, the cage is making all the difference here.
It's hard to get that back movement.
He's got the posture broken, he's on that mount. Josh is on that mount. Charlie's trying to do whatever he can, buck and move to try to get out of here.
Trying to get his hand in. Josh is selling out.
Charlie's trying to kip here. God, if this doesn't suffice for Josh, I cannot imagine what his arms feel like.
This would be a big boom
And
for
he's
Josh.
out. Oh my God, what a beautiful submission attempt.
That was so close.
Even on a ref's decision, Charlie's going to have to do a lot to come back from that. But he's almost already on the back.
We're at 6 minutes. Josh Murrah, very impressive.
Very, very impressive here.
It's very
Yeah.
quiet in this room. You can hear the corners very
It
well.
is. Charlie's technically, though, very technical hand fight from the back. And because Charlie's in such a dominant position,
underneath.
he can be patient here. Yeah, he doesn't need to rush. And we got a
Oh,
tap.
nice. So,
Beautiful jiu-jitsu from both of them, man. I'm so impressed with Josh.
our first team going into our final is Team BTT.
Team BTT.
We are going to take about a 10-minute intermission here, guys, just to do a little bit of like drinking and, stressing out about this quintet. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
See you then.